here we go. Okay, so our first story is brought to you by The Sun. Oh, trigger warning. I will say for a lot of the stories today, because I think we're going to be talking about just kind of heavy sexual topics. And we're going to get into that. So trigger warning for suicide, bullying, and sexual exploitation, I guess. All right, so this is from The Sun. It's titled Tragic End, Girl 14 Took Own Life Over Bullying by Tormentors Who Shared Fake Nude Photos and Dubbed Her Pals the Suicide Squad. And this article has been going around Twitter. So how I found out about this article is going around Twitter, and it is connected to the next topic we're going to be talking about in a certain way. So yeah. The boys had a Snapchat group to mock up photos of girls that are their pupils. A teen girl who took her own life after years of bullying by tormentors who shared a fake nude, there was an inquest heard. Maya Janine, 14, was allegedly bullied online in person by a group of boys while attending the Jewish Free School in Kenton, North London. An inquest heard the boys had a Snapchat group where they mocked and posted nude photos of girls at the school. One of the boys also named her friend group the Suicide Squad, and others kicked footballs at them. Barnet Coroner's Court was told pupils claimed teachers must have been aware of the bullying, but did nothing to stop it. JFS, which is the school, has denied that they knew about the 3-year campaign and the difficulties it was causing Mia. 3-year campaign. The court was also told there was a Snapchat group called Pancha, which included more than 60 boys from JFS and possibly other schools. They used this group to post mocking messages about female pupils and share photos of their faces superimposed onto nude bodies of porn stars, it said. I'm going to read that again. They used this group to post mocking messages about female pupils and shared photos of their faces superimposed onto nude bodies of porn stars. The group also allegedly shared nude photos of their classmates, which they pressured girls to send. There is a lot more information on the article. I will link it as always. If you are ever listening to the podcast and you want to know what article I'm reading, this was actually suggested by a fan probably 2 or 3 years ago. We now have a blog page that has all of the articles, so you can look at it yourself. Melanie, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, I think it's so sad that like bullying continues. First of all, I feel like it's because of our fallen nature, because of sin, that we hurt each other, such as bullying in school. And it's just crazy to me that this exact bullying that was happening through Snapchat, through the nude pictures, or faking the girls' heads on porn stars' bodies. Like, I just think, like, how is this even like acceptable or praised in like the Gen Z world? Because I feel like you are uncool if you are being mean to people. Like, I've seen this one reel that was like, if a bully from the past were to be bullying someone for their lunch money today, that they would, the Gen Z person would just be like, if you're broke, just say that. It's given broke boy energy. Like, it's not cool to bully people for lunch money. And same thing, like, it's not cool to say the R word. It's not cool to just like now that makes you unpopular, I think, when you are just like heartless in those ways. And I feel like think of the first Mean Girls movie, and it's like the Mean Girls were mean girls, and they made fun of people, And now, if you saw the new Mean Girls movie, it's like okay, I'm not gonna give anything away,
Fine.
but
Just say it.
it didn't like stay true to that, because now that's not the norm anymore. To be popular, it wouldn't be making fun of people. So, anyways, all that to
Oh,
say,
that's an interesting that didn't cross my mind at all. I think that's an interesting observation of society today.
like you are shunned, you are canceled now if
Yeah,
you if you called someone the R word, if you did stuff like that. And so to think that this type of bullying with the nude images is happening still is very sad. And the last point I want to make is that our bodies are sacred, and it's not just like being a naked body. Like we've seen images at your local art museum of naked people. Like our bodies are sacred, but it's the reveal of the body. It's the taking off of clothes that like makes the body sexy. And yeah, I just don't think our bodies are ever meant to be on camera naked in that way. And even if like you're husband and wife and you trying to send some frisky pictures to each other in the workday, I just think there's no way you can have 100% certainty that those images are never or only stay within your eyes.
I
So I
agree.
say, girls, do not take a nude picture. It's not worth it. Like the best thing you can do for the safety of your body to never be revealed outside of like your spouse's eyes is don't press send. Don't send a pic.
So first, actually, I'm going to comment on that part first. Let me let you ladies into a secret that I found out in college. And I just want to remind everyone, do not send. I don't care how. Oh, he's so sweet. He would never do that to me. And let me tell you, he would. Let me tell you something that a guy I worked with in college told me. He said that there are apps, because especially back when Snapchat first started, they didn't have that 10-second or like the chat feature or anything like that. He said there are apps you can get where you can open Snapchat and screenshot when girls would send him nudes. This is a trash person I worked with. He wasn't We were acquaintances. I enjoy talking to him because I'm glad I'm learning what what boys are thinking, especially college boys. Some of you guys are college. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. There's a third party app you can open. It'll screenshot the nude and you will save it, but the Snapchat won't, because when you screenshot a Snapchat, it tells you, but Snapchat will not notify you. This is what he
That's
told me.
diabolical.
Literally texted every girl I knew. And this is the reality. Ladies, do not give into it. Do not send nude pictures to boys, especially, I agree, don't send it to your husband. I think, there's like, you can go back and forth about whether, that is, nothing in the marriage bed is defiled. You can go back and forth about that, but I personally wouldn't. I don't think you should. But, especially a silly boy you meet in college, do not send them the picture. So I wanted to say that first. Second thing, I like what you were saying, like the direction you were going in regards to the type of bullying. Well, let me say this. This is at least from my perspective. So I was bullied, believe it or not. People did not like me in middle school. I know, I know, I know.
What?
I know.
That's
Shocking,
crazy.
shocking. And the type of bullying that I received, I feel like is very different. It wasn't anything sexual. And, I'm not saying people didn't receive some form of sexual bullying in the past, but like I feel like when I was growing up, the bullying that I experienced is the bullying that people don't do now. But I definitely can see, because of how sexualized our country has come, the youth have become, I definitely it does track that these AI pornographic pictures, because that's what it is, AI pornographic pictures. I do see like that tracks to me that guys would still, get in their little groups. I mean, a group of 60 people, a Snapchat group of 60 people, that's crazy. I was in a Snapchat group with like 30 people and I had to get out. It was just too much. I cannot imagine 60 people. So it's 60 boys looking at all of these young girls' bodies. And especially the ones that were superimposed, that like they weren't the ones who sent it, absolutely awful. And even the ones that did send it, absolutely awful. So that's like me commenting on what you said. I also just think this is a symptom of our over porn brain culture, and like unfortunately it is leaking into our children, and something needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. Like I really think, especially rest in peace to this young woman, especially when the consequences are so high. Like this is such a tragic story. Like I was scrolling on Twitter. I actually had to like kind of like back off of Twitter the past 2 days just because this and then our next story have been like going, and I've been so discouraged seeing supposedly Christian conservative never mind. I'm not going to say that. I've just been discouraged seeing some of the responses from men. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's men. I've been very discouraged seeing some of the responses from men. So yeah. So it's just it's concerning, and something needs to be done now. Like the stakes are so high, and I think like if we don't give these kids consequences, I am kind of concerned. Like, so what's going to be the consequence of doing that? Putting an AI image of your body like naked is such a violation. Like I cannot imagine that feeling. Like I just can't. It's just such a violation, and that kind of leads to the next. So like these two stories are kind of connected, I guess you could say. And it's from EV Magazine. I'm just going to read the headline. So for those who do not know, Taylor Swift, there has been these two. I've only seen two, but these two pictures that are absolutely disgusting going around on Twitter, and it's of Taylor Swift, and it's AI, and it's pornographic. It's absolutely disgusting. And so the rumor mill is say she might sue the men who made the AI porn and posted it on X. Taylor Swift AI porn debacle on X will probably not go unscathed, as the pop star is said to be considering legal action against the websites that generated fake nude images of her. Have you seen them, Melanie? Did I include them on the
No.
docket? I have a version of it that is censored. I'll show you just so you can kind of get a hint of it. And it's absolutely like disgusting. It's very upsetting that someone would do this. It just seems so violating. And I hate to say, I saw someone use the word silver lining, and I feel so wrong to say that. But I mean, if any celebrity at this point could do anything to help, it would be Taylor Swift. Because she's so popular and she has so much pull, I guess you could say. I mean, the Congress was talking about the tickets with her ticket situation. So Taylor Swift is the one who could do it, if anybody could. Which again, I really hate that, to think like that, because that's just not right. But so yeah, I'm just kind of rambling now. Melanie, do you have any other thoughts?
It's scary, the future with AI, and it doesn't end with Taylor Swift. Like I'm thinking of specifically child AI pornography, and it's just so disordered, so morphed. People's like our sexual desire is not bad. Our sexual desires are good and they're holy, but they need to be rightly ordered. So when people are lusting after an AI Taylor Swift or watching AI generated like child pornography, this was not the rightly ordered use of the sexual desires that God has given us. Because sex is holy, our bodies are sacred. And so it's really scary, the potential future of the direction with AI.
I agree. It's so yeah, I sent it to you. You can kind of sort of, so all the stuff that's blacked out is nude. Like it's naked, completely
Oh
naked.
my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's
Oh
all.
my
I cannot
gosh.
imagine how violating it must feel to have someone to do that. And then some of the responses, I won't even give them dignity. Actually, I will say this one I saw today. Someone said, it was a man, and he said, um, the fact that she's probably upset about this makes it even hotter. And
Oh my gosh.
I know for a fact that person is addicted to pornography. Like, I'm not even like,
Totally.
I would put my entire life savings on that. Um, and this is what happens with a society that is become so lackadaisical about sex. I think this is, I mean, this is the big consequence. I think this is the big ding 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 of it all, because we become so lackadaisical. And then, some sides it's just too much. And we're not, I think you made a very good point, Melanie, about the proper order. We're just not in a proper order. And this is what happens. But right now, we really need the law to, I mean, this is what we need our government for. Like, believe in small government, but this type of stuff is what we need the government for. Like, this should be on the same par as recording someone illegally in a sexual act or something like that. I don't know the exact laws, but like, it should be on the same par. It's this is serious. This is very serious. It's very violent. I can't even imagine. And once again, like, I hate to say silver lining, or I hate to say like, well, this is the right celebrity to do it to, because that's just so awful. But it kind of is. Unfortunately, unfortunately, she has so much power right now in society that they will listen to her. And here's the other thing too. Imagine, like, it's terrible, but I think it's a perfect juxtaposition of, I'm sure the parents of that girl who committed suicide, just a regular kid, like, nobody fancy. I'm sure they have been trying to get people to think about it, to talk about it. And now that it
Mm,
has happened to Taylor Swift, everyone and their grandmother is, I've already heard one or two other
thinking about it,
podcasts.
talking about it.
Yeah. So just, and here's the other thing too. Imagine all the other, like, that girl isn't the only girl that's ever happened to. There's other girls who were in that group chat. I'm sure there's girls all across the country. So it's all just so sad, and it just brings me to think, like, so, we are a female led podcast. We are talking to women. That's the whole purpose. So I guess I kind of want to, because it's all kind of sad now. I kind of want to, like, where's the hope? Like, take it to the next part, in the sense of, like, where do we go from here? I think, like, this is a good example of, we have to be advocates for ourselves as well. So if you, and for our fellow sisters, so if you hear boys laughing about that, or like, be a girl's girl, like, tell them that's not okay, and tell someone. I was gonna say tell an adult, but all of us are adults. Tell an adult to your adult. No, I'm just joking. Like, tell the police. Um, like, tell someone who has an authority that can do something about it. Like, don't laugh along. I know sometimes girls, we can get in situations where we kind of are laughing along with guys, especially if you have male friends. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But like, when you see them doing that type of behavior, like, tell someone, tell your friends, call your friends out. If you see your friends, you scrolling through your friend's phone, and like, you see a nude, you don't have to be like, oh, rebuke. You can say, hey girly, just, be careful. Tiny things like that. Like, say something. You don't, once again, you don't have to be judgmental. Everybody is in a different place in their walk with Christ. People aren't even Christian, but even people who aren't Christian should be made aware. Like I said, like, there are different ways that these men are holding on to nude pictures. There's different ways that some of these men, and then the second half is, I think we also, and I've had to remind myself this week, just because, like I said, so many terrible, awful comments, like, not all men. I think that's another thing, and I want to say this on the podcast too. Not all men. There are really good men out there. Now, are they the loudest? Not always. Are they really on social media? Most of them aren't. And are they hard to find? Yes, but there are good ones out there.
But
Have I met one for myself? No, but there are good ones out there. No, but that's like really quick to like lighten the mood there. I don't know if I ever showed you that TikTok of the girl, her boyfriend, this girl's best friend's boyfriend went on Tinder when they got in a fight to just show, like, hey, I'm and he went on a date with someone to just be like, hey, we got in a fight, like, other people want me, like, you need to sharpen up or something like that. And the girl was advising her friend, like, hey girl, like, you deserve better than that. Like, there are so many guys out there that will treat you well. And then her friend went, okay, there's so many guys out there, why don't you have one? And the girl went, you know what? You're right about that. You got me there. You got me there. If you want to stay with him, that's between you and him. You got me there. Anyway, there are really good guys out there. I'm sure Melanie's tired of people saying this, but like her husband's a really good guy. A really, really good guy that would never do anything like that. And he's actually the type of man that you would want. And this, you know, ladies out there dating, February is coming up. We're going to talking a little bit about dating and love. But you know, you want a man that not only will not do those things, but also personally, I think you want someone who will speak up against it. Like hopefully he doesn't have any friends that will participate in that type of stuff. But let's say people at work, because you can't really help who you work with. People at work are talking about that. You would want a man that would say, I'm not going to participate in this conversation and what you're doing is wrong. But you know, that's a side part. Melanie, you want to add anything else?
I would like to talk about Jelly Roll.
Okay. So that's that. Let us know if you guys think I'll think of a Spotify question, but let us know about it. What you think. Actually, let's skip that one. I kind of want to push that one back. Did you have anything really important you wanted to say about that?
I was looking forward to talking about this article specifically.
Okay, then let's talk about it.
Okay, can I read it?